Hi everyone, in this video we will talk about the Vibrio cholerae. What is Vibrio cholerae? Vibrio cholerae is gram-negative, comma-shaped, arranged in parallel row. They have pili and flagella on their surface. They are actively motile. They are facultative and aerobe, but they are known as strongly aerobic because their growth being scanty anaerobically. They are catalase positive, oxidase positive, so will produce respective enzyme. They do not produce H2S. The nitrate reduction test is positive and they are non-fastidious. They can grow in the basal media. Now, this Vibrio cholerae causes cholera. The main symptoms of cholera include watery diarrhea, the rice water stool, severe dehydration, and it mainly involves no pain and no fever. So, we are starting to focus on our topic laboratory diagnosis of Vibrio cholerae. It includes total 8 methods. First is specimen collection, second is culture including transport media, third is culture smear microscopy, fourth is biochemical test for identification, fifth is serogrouping, sixth is biogrouping, seventh is antimicrobial susceptibility test, and I forgot to mention the second one, the gram staining, the direct microscopy. Now let's start with the first method, specimen collection. Mainly used specimen is freshly collected water stool before starting the antibiotics. Now for the convalescent patient or the carriers, we will take specimen of rectal swab. After taking this specimen, we will transport it to the lab with the help of transport media. Transport media will not promote the growth, it will make the microorganism viable. Now we will take this 1 to 3 ml of stool and will mix it with the 10 to 20 ml of transport media. Which transport media? We mainly use four. First is VR medium, Venkatraman Ramakrishnam medium. Second transport medium is alkaline salt transport medium. Alkaline salt transport medium. The third is Carey Blair medium. And the fourth is autoclaved seawater. So first VR medium, second alkaline salt transport medium, Carey Blair medium and autoclaved seawater. VR medium includes crucial water plus peptone in 1 liter of distilled water. The pH is 8.6 to 8.8. Alkaline salt transport medium is similar to VR medium in addition with boric acid, NaOH and KCl. pH is 9.2. Now Carey Blair medium is buffered solution of sodium chloride, sodium thioglycolate, disodium phosphate and the calcium chloride. Here the pH is 8.4. Autoclaved seawater is used when others are not available. Now, why these are alkaline? Because growth of Vibrio cholerae is better in the alkaline medium. Now, the next method is direct smear microscopy. In direct smear microscopy, we will see that Vibrio cholerae is short curved, comma shaped, gram negative rod arranged in parallel row. They will show fish in stream appearance. By this method, we can also check the motility. Hanging drop method will relieve that they are motile. And we know that Vibrio cholerae is actively motile because they frequently change their direction. They frequently change its direction, and so this is described as darting motility. It is also known as shooting star or the swarming nets motility. How we will differentiate the weak cholerae from other microorganisms having the darting motility? We will add the H. antisera, and in presence of H. antisera, V. cholerae will become non-motile. So we can differentiate a V. coli right from other microorganism. Now the third method, culture. V. coli is non-fastidious, so will grow at incubating 37 degrees Celsius in nutrient agar, in peptone water broth, and also in blood agar. In nutrient agar, it will give us the translucent colonies, and in transmitted light it can give the bluish tinge. In peptone water broth with uniform turbidity, it gives us surface pellicles. In blood agar, it shows the hemodigestion. What is hemodigestion? Hemodigestion is non-specific lysis of the blood cells by metabolic byproducts of the bacteria, and it will look like greenish clearance. Now imagine that this is the blood agar, and after incubating V. coli at 37 degrees Celsius, it will look like something this greenish clearance. And important point to note is that classical bacteria show no hemolysis, but the EL show hemolysis. Now, as we are taking fecal specimen, to inhibit commensal, we should use enrichment broth and selective broth. Which enrichment broth we are using? Alkaline peptone water and Monsour's taurocolate telluride peptone water. Taurocolate telluride peptone water. We will incubate bacteria at 4 to 6 hours and will subculture it in the selective media. We will directly incubate V. coli at 37 degrees Celsius for 24 hours in described selective media. First selective media is alkaline bile salt agar, PSA agar, at the pH of 8.2. Second is Monsour's gelatin taurocolate trypticase telluride agar. Monsour's gelatin taurocolate trypticase telluride agar, GTT agar. Third is TCBSA, as it contains thiosulfate, citrate, bile salt, and sucrose. Last selective media is McConkey agar. So in alkaline bile salt agar, this is quite similar to nutrient agar, as it will show the glistening oil drop and translucent colony on this agar. In GTTTA, we will find that V. coli produce small colonies with the grayish black center and a turbid halo. So these will be the colony on GTTA agar. In TCBSA agar, this agar is widely used at present, and here bromothymol blue and thymol blue are used as indicator. In TCBSA agar, sucrose fermentees bacteria give yellow color colony, and non-sucrose fermenting organism give green color colony. And as we know, Vibrio cholerae is sucrose fermenting, so Vibrio cholerae will give yellow color colony. McConkey agar is mildly selective, and it will give us pale colored colony, because Vibrio cholerae is non-lactose fermenter. So in alkaline bile salt agar, we will have translucent colony. In GTTA, black colored colony. In TCBSA, yellow colored colony. McConkey agar, pale colonies. Now fourth is culture smear microscopy. As we know, Vibrio cholerae give gram-negative coma-shaped appearance, and they are having darting motility. Now the fifth important laboratory diagnosis is biochemical reactions. As we know, Vibrio cholerae is catalase and oxidase positive. They will produce catalase and oxidase enzyme. It will give nitrate reduction test positive. Third is ICUT, indole citrate urease test. Indole test is positive, citrate is variable, urease is negative. So in cholera, ICUT will be positive, variable and negative, positive, variable, negative. In TSI test, it will give acid and acid, gas is absent, no H2S. Fifth reaction is cholera red reaction. This reaction is important. We will mix the peptone water of V. cholerae with few drops of sulfuric acid, and this will give us the reddish pink colored nitrosoindole ring. In this test we will identify the indole and nitrate test both, and it will give us the nitrosoindole ring, red colored nitrosoindole ring. Now the next test is methyl red test and Vogt-Parker test. Methyl red test is positive and VP test is positive for EL-TOR and negative for classical biotype. They will show the red coloration for positive test. Now the sugar fermentation test. Vibrio cholerae will ferment glucose, sucrose, mannitol with the production of acid but not production of gas. Now eighth reaction is string test. It is important. On the colonies of Vibrio, if we add the few drops of 0.5% sodium deoxycholate, it will lose the turbidity and become mucoid. Suppose this is the slide, and after adding sodium deoxycholate, colony will become mucoid. And if we try to lift this colony of Vibrio suspension with the loop, it will form the string. So here we are trying to lift it with the loop and it will form the string. So this is the string test, very important for Vibrio cholera. Now the ninth, decarboxylase test. Vibrio utilize the lysine and ornithine, useful for differentiation with the other genera of Vibrio. Now Vibrio cholerae is susceptible to O129 Vibrio static agent. 11th test is that salt tolerance test. This is used for V differentiation of V. cholerae from other halophilic Vibrio, as V. cholerae tolerate 6% NaCl. Now I like to show you the classification. Vibrio is divided in two groups, V. cholerae and other Vibrio species. Then these Vibrio cholerae is divided in three serogroup, O1, O139 and non-O1, O139. This O1 is divided in two biotype, classical and the EL-TOR. And again this classical biotype is divided into three serotype, Agawa, Inaba and Hikojima. Now our sixth method is serogrouping. In this method, species identification is confirmed by the agglutination test, and this agglutination test done on the slide with V. cholerae polyvalent O1 antisera. If the O1 sera is agglutinated, then we will do serotyping. If show positive with Ogawa, Inaba or Hikojima, from these we will decide that serotyping of Vibrio cholerae. Now the seventh is biotyping. Classical and EL-TOR is differentiated by various biochemical tests. I hope that makes sense to you. Now the eighth method, antimicrobial susceptibility test. As we know, for better treatment of the antibiotics, we check the sensitivity of microorganism on Muller-Hinton-Agar by disc diffusion method. Now the treatment of cholera. Treatment of cholera include two therapies, fluid replacement therapy and the antibiotics. If patient is on mild stage, then the oral rehydration is given, OR is given, and if severe case, then the IV fluid replacement. Antibiotics play minor role. Why? Because cholera is toxin mediated, so cholera toxin. But if we have to give antibiotic, we can give azithromycin. Thank you.